Top 3 questions I get asked on this channel. What does the Amazon Relay load board look like? How do I book loads? And when I book those loads, how do I stay so local? These are the relay rates for Thursday, January 11th.
Let's get into those SoCal relay rates.
Alright, as always, going to put chapters in this. Feel free to skip ahead to your part. I'm going to do recommended up front, followed by 53. We'll take a look at some 26 and then end it out with looking at some spot capacity. I have a feeling today, like last time I showed you in last time's relay rates, I showed you how things can look when it's really good. I have a feeling that today is going to live down to below my expectations. I haven't really seen much on there today, but let's jump into this recommended here. First load, DSD1 up to Beaumont, $290 a mile, $263 total payout. That is a empty trailer going up there. A little circle not filled in is empty. If it's filled in, it's full. Here's 3 stops, San 3 ending at ONT 6 up in Moreno Valley. They have you going from San 3 to PSP1. There's the filled in circle. That means it's a loaded trailer going up there. And then from PSP1, I'm betting it's empty heading over to ONT 6. Yep, it's empty. San 3 to Tucson, 1 pick, 1 stop, 206 a mile, 852 payout. Betting that's going to be loaded, and it is in fact loaded. San 5 going to Riverside. I bet when you see a couple of them on here like this, leaving at 518, 518, 518. Another one leaving at 528. I'm betting these are all empty trailers. Let's just take a look. San 5 probably has too many empty trailers. Yep, there's an empty. Let's see if the one at 528 is empty as well. Yep, that one's empty. So they're probably just doing like a trailer move from one facility to another. San 5 going to ONT 8. 1 pick, 1 stop. That is a loaded, actually they're saying that's a loaded container. San 5 to Moreno Valley, similar payout. Let's see if that's a loaded container. Yep, loaded container. And then we get into recommended loads. Here's this doesn't start until Monday, typical like box truck stuff. I swear box truck loads are like days out for decent money, whereas 53 just doesn't work that way. 1 pick, 4 total stops ending in El Cajon. They've got you going from San 3 to San 5. Stops 1 and 2, and then stops 2 through 4 have you going from San 5 to Spring Valley post office there on Austin, and then ending up at Lexington and El Cajon at the post office here in town. Here in the town that I live in. I live in El Cajon. Mira Loma to Tracy, 4 stops. It's kind of weird how when recommended they show you 53, then 26, then 53, then 26. I kind of wish they'd just keep it all together. Here is leaving Mira Loma. That's not even in my area. I'm not even concerned about that. Another Mira Loma. The fact that we're already in recommended loads and it's recommending me loads up in Mira Loma in LA kind of speaks to potentially how bad this could be. But it's important to keep track of this thing. I'd hate for you to leave this thinking that like Amazon's great 7 days a week. It's not. It's pretty good 3 to 4 days a week, but you know, having a plan in place for what you're going to do on days where it's not great is also important. Let's go into my save searches and just look at what I consider my local load board here. Otay to Vista Power only. They are saying, turn off this auto refresh. They're saying there's 10 loads. Now, I usually use this specific load board to stay in town. Here because I have it set for, I think it's like 118 miles, they're sending me up to Riverside, to Riverside, to Riverside, Moreno Valley, Riverside, 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 Beaumont, Moreno Valley. So there's nothing going. I mean, the ideal loads for me are like the San 5 to Poway and back, or the San 5 to Vista and back. That keeps me in town. Don't have to go through any scales. They've got me leaving San Diego right now if I choose to work. Let's take a look and see everything 53 leaving Otay. 22 results on that one. Let's sort this by price per distance highest. And so those up to Moreno Valley are all right above $3 a mile. San Bernardino, $3 a mile. These are all those same ones that are just coming up first. Here's the Tucson for 206. We saw that. Here's one going over to Henderson, Nevada, Las Vegas. This is a loaded container. Get you there for 206 a mile, 691 payout. This is actually a big trip. They're saying 861 total miles. They've got you going from San 3 to Tucson, Arizona, and then from Tucson up to Vegas for $1.82 a mile. Poway to San Marcos. It's got to be or that must be in San Marcos okay, yeah, that's San Marcos, Texas. We have a San Marcos in San Diego too. I was like, there's no way that's 1,000+ miles. So this is going from Poway to Austin, Texas, and then to SAT 6 is San Marcos, Texas. And you can see that the rate per mile just kind of falls off there a little bit. Let's just see, since they're saying that all these loads go up to Moreno Valley, let's say I did one of those right now. And I'm like, okay, I'm in Moreno Valley now. Moreno Valley, and I want to come home. And these are all kind of just staying up there, Rialto to Rialto. Let's just see if there's any destination, let's say is my location, San Diego. There, El Cajon. Oh, let's dial down that search radius here. Let's say I want to get within 50 miles of where I'm at right now. There's 2 loads. Okay, so there actually are some up there. Buena Park, coming back to San Diego. That's not until Friday at 10:16, so I'd kind of have to spend the night up there. But there's 3 stops. They've got you going from LAX to Oxnard, and then Oxnard back to San 5, which is down in Otay. And then there's another one. This is January 18th. So I mean, this is like a week out. I wouldn't even consider booking this now, but they do have one if you're planning ahead, going from Fontana, 4 stops ending in San Diego, going to like some third-party sites, and then ending up back here in San Diego. So yeah, it's just my trouble when things are slow is finding a load back from that Inland Empire, LA, back home. I can always find loads up there. The trick is finding one back, but not looking great for 53. Let's take a look at 26s. Let's go into that SD box truck and just see. Wow, no match. Oh, you know what? I think because it has no. Are there really no matches in San Diego for a box truck right now? 100 miles? Let me be sure I did that right. SD box truck. No matches. Let's go out to 100 miles. No matches. 150 miles. Wow. Okay, so this is a pretty good indicator that things may not be great right now. I have to go out from 150 miles from where I am right now just to find... So draw a 150-mile circle around me, and that's how far I have to go out to only see 5 loads. And those loads are paying $1.52 a mile, $1.56, $1.54, $1.55, $1.55. And they are not until, I mean, the soonest one, start date soonest, start date nearest, is not until Tuesday, January 16th. So that's a good 5 days away. So not really looking great right now with 26 as well. Let's take a look at... Actually, you know what? I just noticed that. And that's for a 16-foot cube truck. Don't really see many of those, but they do occasionally need those. But I don't know if a 26 would suffice. If they order a 16-foot, you might be getting into a spot that requires a 16. So something to keep in mind. I do have all box trucks listed, but those are not for 26s. Those are for 16. Let me be sure I have that setting. Oh, yeah, I have it set right. It's for all, for 26 and for 16. So, yeah, no loads. That's pretty... That's pretty telling. Let's take a look at spot capacity. Tuesday, so 2 days ago, got one from them. They were looking for a 53-foot dry van. Now, whenever they say they were looking for this, they don't necessarily say in this trailer is provided. I assume, and I wouldn't book this until I knew for sure, but I assume this is you have to have your own trailer for this. Usually it'll say 53-foot power only, but if this might be a trailer required one, they're saying 84 miles for $270. This is your one and only chance to kind of wheel and deal with Amazon and say like, hey, I can be there by the time you need it, but can you do anything about the rate? You know, this is your one and only chance. All the other times on the load board, you either accept it or you decline it, but this is your one and only shot to try to increase that rate a little bit. And then on Monday got one. This was coming out of BNSF Stockton. They were saying 138 miles for $262. That's, my quick math is telling me that's about $2 a mile. If you're going into a railroad yard with Amazon, you need that UIIA. If you're not familiar with it, just Google UIIA. You basically need that to go into or drop off at a railroad facility. If you're going from Amazon yard to Amazon yard, you do not need UIIA, but if you are going to a railroad facility, you do have to have, I don't know if it's right to call it an endorsement, but you do need to be set up with a UIIA if you're going into a railroad facility. And then Sunday, this takes us back. This was looking for a 53-foot truck, 103 miles, $500, so not a bad rate. That was going from Carson to LGB 6, I believe, is in the San Bernardino, Ontario area. I forget the acronym at this time, but anyway, things not looking great now. What am I working on today? Taking today off. Got the pool behind me, getting ready to come back from my vacation, looking to get back after things, probably starting tomorrow.